hey, Sean, I hope you fail. And let me clarify that this is not a mean video. Yes, there was some clickbait to the title. I get that. What I'm talking about is failure, I mean, in any way, but not for the sake of failure, but for the sake of growth. And I'm reminded of a few experiences that I've been through and one that I'm approaching where we are nearing completion on the kids show. If my daughter actually falls asleep tonight, I should finish the episodes, the first episode, all the segments of it tonight. And this has been a long march to get here. And I have a genuine fear about posting the videos, about putting it up. I've talked about it for so long, which I think in hindsight was a mistake to just talk about it because that just builds expectations. And I think if instead of talking about it for as long as I did, if instead I had just come out of nowhere and been like, hey, look, I made a kid show, I think that would be received differently than knowing that I've been working on this for 4 years and that it's been coming to this. Like, even I have high expectations for it, and I'm already not disappointed, but it's a creative project. You look at it and you always find ways that it can be better. But I know that when it gets posted, there's a very narrow set of parameters by which it would be like a screaming success, in my opinion. And that's a bad attitude to have, and I get that. But it's softened by the perspective that I've had from so many other projects that I've done that have failed. And when I say failed, I mean by traditional like success metrics, like projects that haven't made a ton of money, projects that haven't garnered a ton of views or built a big audience. And I've had no shortage of them. I won't rattle them all off here, but at various times we've done Bathtub Tuna, and I say we to share the blame with no one, to make it seem like it wasn't just me. But with Bathtub Tuna, it was John and I. But making merch and stuff like that, none of the merch sold. Then did the same thing with Plays Not Points. None of the merch sold. Have Boom merch. None of it's ever sold. Have Boom.Pink stuff. None of it's ever sold. Have a podcast that no one listens to. Have a YouTube channel that no one watches. I've got such a long list of things that I've done, stuff that I've created. And as I live stream to an audience of no one right now, it's very clear that the failure that I've experienced has not daunted me from, that's probably not the right word. It has not made me stop trying more. I've gotten very used to what is a traditional metric of failure. I've gotten very used to it. And because of that, I've gotten tougher. I've gotten stronger. I've gotten smarter. I've gotten more resilient. And I've learned so much from doing all these projects, where every project gets better and builds on the lessons that I've learned in the past. And so there was a quote from, I actually have it on my printer right behind me, right behind you. It's a quote from Justice John Roberts that he gave to his son's high school graduating class. I forgot where that was exactly, but the quote reads as follows. Now, the commencement speakers will typically also wish you good luck and extend good wishes to you. I will not do that, and I'll tell you why. From time to time in the years to come, I hope you will be treated unfairly, so that you will come to know the value of justice. I hope that you will suffer betrayal, because that will teach you the importance of loyalty. Sorry to say, but I hope that you will be lonely from time to time, so that you don't take friends for granted. I wish you bad luck, again, from time to time, so that you will be conscious of the role of chance in life and understand that your success is not completely deserved, and that the failure of others is not completely deserved either. And when you lose, as you will from time to time, I hope every now and then your opponent will gloat over your failure. It is a way for you to understand the importance of sportsmanship. I hope you'll be ignored so you know the importance of listening to others, and I hope you will have just enough pain to learn compassion. Whether I wish these things or not, they're going to happen, and whether you benefit from them or not will depend on your ability to see the message in your misfortunes. And that applies to some huge things in life, but it also applies especially in creativity, I think. And it's easy to look around at other creators and to look at people who you may look at and say like, oh, they're just a singer, they're just doing this, and they've got 10,000 views or a million subscribers. Why don't I have that? And you may try something, but failing at that, struggling with that, puts you in a spot where you can overcome that easier and you get better at it. And it's a muscle that you can make stronger with repetition. And when it gets strong enough, you can be in a spot where you can just try things and you can live with a confidence that comes from knowing that it really doesn't matter. And that's where I've gotten, and it hasn't been easy getting to this place, but that's where I've gotten. And with the kids show first episode on the horizon, the very near horizon being done, it's a real test again of these tools that I've amassed of handling criticism and responding to critique, and seeking it out and looking for opportunities to grow and to change and to iterate and to do a second draft and a third draft and a fourth draft. And that's kind of the message of our kids show, is it's okay to fail and keep trying. And I love how self-fulfilling prophetically it is that making the kids show itself is an opportunity to do just that. And I think if we measure ourselves by different standards than the ones that we're preaching in the show, and I don't just say that to soften the ground for when this thing lands of like, well, we knew it was going to be rough, because I'm very proud of it. I think we did incredible stuff. I think we did our absolute best and learned a lot along the way, and I think we were open to learning, and that's going to make the next one even better. But I think I've just learned with creative projects to know that the first time you try something, it isn't going to be perfect, and the higher you raise your expectations, the more devastated you will be when you fail to meet those expectations. And the only way to really learn that is to fail a lot. And the only way to fail a lot is to try a lot. And if we change our definition of failure back to what I truly think it is, failure is just when you refuse to learn something from something that you've done. And so long as whatever you do, if it doesn't get any views or doesn't make any money or doesn't reach whatever goals you had for it, it's only truly a failure if you don't learn anything from that. And I'm happy to know that going into this next phase of the big project, but it doesn't necessarily make it any easier. That's all I got. Have a great day or night or whatever, wherever. See you later. Bye.